Welcome back to That Dad Guy. It is November 22nd, 2024, and it's a little drizzly out today. Now, I started the day off by going to the picket line and finishing the structure that we've been building. Yesterday, maybe you saw the short that I put out showing you what I've done with scrap pallets and wood that we found around that local businesses were willing to donate to us. Well, we finished it off today. I got some stuff from my house, and some of the other people brought some things too. We covered it completely in tarps after we finished the walls, and it looks great. So let me show you a walk around of it. Final wall up, fully tarped, ready to go. We're ready for the 50 millimeters of rain that we're supposed to get here tomorrow in Dieppe. I think our members will be secure now. So day 8 on the picket line. So we really needed this structure in place because tomorrow is calling for about 50 millimeters of rain. That is a lot of rain. We've made it now so it's protected, that we shouldn't get wet in there. And if it decides to snow in the future, we shouldn't get snowed on. And we have a little bit of a propane heater at one end, so it's keeping people nice and toasty warm. We are going to try to make the best of what's otherwise a bad situation being out on the picket lines. We want to be back to work. I know I've read the comments by a lot of people, not necessarily on my videos directly, but on a TikTok video I put out there, a lot of negative comments. And if you read online, lots of negative comments too. I'm going to be doing a strike video at one point too, kind of to tell you a bit about Canada Post and the Postal Union, and some of the things that we fought for in the past and that have made real differences in people's lives. So that's what I want to focus on in the future. But today, as well as what I did there, I am getting my winter tires put on my car. So this is the last one. My wife's car is already done, so we are all safe and well. I am at Steve's Tire, and they do a fantastic job at a great price. So they're not sponsoring me, but I am going to give them the props because I am sitting in their parking lot while they're working out my tires right now and getting them changed off. I thought I might do a little bit of a video, and it is Friday after all. So what kind of video could I start by doing? Even though the mail hasn't been flowing for the last 8 days, you know what? I still have a limerick card. These are the postcards that have been pre-sent to me from Stephen in Australia. Every week he lets me do one of his limericks. And so for the November 22nd card, Fairy Tale Limericks number 21, it goes as such. Snow White got a nasty surprise, choosing apples to make her fruit pies. The hag sounded cheery when she said, "Eat up, dearie," which led to Mrs. White's sad demise. So very sad limerick that time. And then he put a question and answer. I don't know if this is a question or not. Well, certainly not a joke, I'll tell you that. It says, what do you call a hedgehog on an exercise bike? And there's a hedgehog on an exercise bike. I think that's where he's getting it from. And the answer is a figment of your imagination. Stick to the limericks. No, I get that. But if you want to see a hedgehog doing exercise, maybe one day I'll show you Polo on his exercise wheel. And I usually have to be up in the middle of the night to see that. And he tends to stop whenever there's an audience, so it's hard to catch him. All right, I am not done with postcards though, because I did get 2 postcards this week. And it wasn't because of Canada Post. Well, kind of because of Canada Post. Our letter carrier put my mail in someone else's mailbox. So there were 2 postcards that got delivered to the wrong address. So my neighbor dropped them off to me. One of them is an official Postcrossing postcard. It is this Beatles card. And it comes from Anastasia, who's 26 years old. Her husband and her live in Siberia, in the city of Tumen. But her hometown is even further north. And her husband's is even further. We have an African hedgehog named Fila, so they have a hedgehog as well. He will be 3 years old in November. He likes to eat dry food and cockroaches. We also have a cat named Mila. She will also be 3 in November. I hope you like this postcard. Happy Postcrossing. There is the official Russian stamp. So thank you so much for that. Hopefully your hedgehog is well if you're watching this video. The last card that I got was this card here from Austria. And it comes from Carl. So we have a nice Austrian mailman bird there, and he just says thanks for the beautiful cards, and there are the stamps that Carl has put on the card. So thank you so much for that. I really appreciate it. Now, that's a pretty short video, only 3 cards, a little bit of a Canada Post update there, and nothing really new going on. So what I'm going to continue doing is once my winter tires are on, I'm going to go show you how to make one more special dessert. I showed you how to make crack the other day. It only had 4 items in it. I'm going to show you something else that only takes 4 items that's just as delicious. So stay tuned. The winter tires are now on the vehicle and I'm home again, so I guess it's time to reveal what 4 ingredients we're going to need for what we're making today. Well, first we need butter, so grab some butter. Then we need some brown sugar. You can get whatever brown sugar you like. This is a golden yellow by Lantic or Rogers. I'm sure you have your own brand in your own country. And icing sugar. This brand is also Rogers Lantic. So there's 3. And then I'm using Northumberland 35% cream or whipping cream. If you want to use something a little bit less, you can, but we're making fudge. We're making brown sugar fudge, and it's not healthy. So why scrimp on the percentage of cream? You might as well make it tasty. I know you probably could substitute with a coffee cream or a light cream, something that's 15% or 18%. I think the lower the cream ratio you go down, the more this won't look the same and probably taste the same. So my suggestion is if you have 35% cream wherever you are, use that. So these are all the ingredients we need. What we're gonna do next is go to the stove, take a pot out, and start mixing these things together. You gotta bring the first 3 ingredients to a boil, and then we're gonna use the beaters to mix in the icing sugar, the powdered sugar at the end. So that's what we're gonna do next in order for us to make brown sugar fudge. Well, the first thing we wanna do is put in 3/4 of a cup of butter in the pan, get that start melting. Then we're gonna add the 35% whipping cream, so 3/4 of a cup of that as well. And just rip out this. There we go. And then we want 3 cups of brown sugar. So there's a nice tower. Break that apart, slide that in, and then there's the 3rd cup. And we're going to want to bring that to a boil. Once we get that to a good boil, we'll do the next step. You can see now we've got it to a boil. We have been stirring it a little bit just to make sure everything is getting mixed up. Now that it comes to a boil, put on your timer for 5 minutes and let it boil down for 5 minutes. And then we're going to remove it from the heat. While you're letting that boil, what you can do is you can take your pan, which is the same one I used to make my dessert the other day, spray it down with Pam if that's what you use, or take butter and coat the inside just to make it so it's going to be non-stick for when your fudge goes in, so it'll be easier for it to come out after it's chilled. And we just have to wait a couple more minutes and this will be ready for the next step. There, 5 minutes is up. Turn off the timer, turn off the heat, remove it. Then what we have to do is we have to take our icing sugar, which is a cup of icing sugar. I have a little bit more to add in there. And then you want to take a whisk or a electric beater, which is what I'm going to use because I'm not going to whisk it, and just do it all up until it is creamy. You want to mix all that icing sugar up and around. Turn it up. You'll notice that the mixture will change color from a darker color to a little bit lighter. And it will start to firm up a bit. You'll know it's done when you can pull the whisk up and start to see mounds come with it. So I'll whisk that up until it's right there. We have it to a nice consistency. There's a couple bubbles there on the top just because I pulled the beaters out and that's what it left. So then you want to take your greased pan and you want to take your fudge mixture, a good spatula, and get it all out of there. And if you leave a little in the pot, you can enjoy that after. So there, that's pretty much all there is to it. You can even it out if you would like. Set that aside. You've got brown sugar fudge. It's gonna go in the fridge and it's gonna chill. While you're waiting for the fudge to cool down to be served to everybody else, as a chef, you have some liberties. You can take the pot, which is really hot, and scrape out what's in there to enjoy the fudge while you wait, or you can take your electric beater, or run it like that, or run your finger down and take it. However you want to do it. You're the chef. You decide how you want to eat your fudge while you wait for everybody else's fudge to be ready. Well, that's it for today. You got to see the mystery mail that showed up this week, which was great. You saw a little bit of what we're doing on the picket line to prepare for the big storm that's coming tomorrow. What else did we see? We went to get our winter tires put on the car. That was fun and exciting. And we got a new recipe to try for the holidays. All right, I'm going to enjoy the beaters while fudge chills in the background. And you guys have a magical week. What, Polo? You say like, subscribe, share, and tell all your friends.
Who's a good boy? Who's a good boy?